Layer descriptions. When we set up our layers, we set things like the color, the line type, and the line weight. You can see in this design here, the name of our layers are pretty straightforward. We have symbols, hidden, dimensions, names that we can understand. When it comes to this type of naming convention, you may not need a description. In order to find the description, we can go to the layer properties, and the layer properties manager opens up. We can come over to the right, and we can look at the descriptions here. All you have to do is select it, and then you can go ahead and type it in. Typically, you should not use the layer 0 for anything at all. You should always create new layers to draw all of your designs and patterns on. So you can put do not use me. So that way when somebody comes to use this layer, if they check the description, they know they should not be using that layer for anything. Let's go ahead and close that out. But sometimes the names of layers can be a little cryptic, or maybe you don't understand because there's some sort of naming convention set up for a project that you may not be aware of. For example, let's look at this one. Again, if we look at the name of the layers, some of them are pretty straightforward, but we still have things like a D, a WM, so you may not know exactly what these are. Again, let's look at another one. If you look at the names of these layers, there's some sort of naming convention that you may not be familiar with. We have everything starting with the letter A. There are certain names like door that we recognize, but there can be things in here that we have no clue what they are. Let's look at one more. Now this one looks like a very busy drawing. We can go ahead and look at the layers here. And again, now there's two letters here, and you may not know what they are if you don't know the standard naming conventions. So in order to help out with that, we can go to the Layer Properties Manager, scroll over to the right, and we can provide a description for the layers. So in case somebody's new to a project or isn't too familiar with something or just simply forgot, they can simply look at the description and they can remember what type of naming convention that they would be using for this project. So there you go. Make sure to give your layers a good name and give them a good description so people know what they're looking at.